Well, that lasted all of 2 short sips. I hate Murphy.
So, it's 10 after 11 in the morning. Already spilt my first coffee in hot chocolate mix. I did make another one. And as much as I like this spot, I'm thinking about moving to a different spot. There's a campsite back towards the point, campsite 31. That is closer to the trailhead. Not by much, but it is very wet snow out. And for some reason, I just have this urge that I need to pack up and carry on. So, not entirely sure what I'm going to do. It's not far, it's maybe like a kilometer away from here. This is just not what I'm looking forward to dealing with. Yeah. I thought I learned my lesson on that the first time, but apparently not. Mind you, I slept well, it was warm. This is the tarp I was using for covering everything on the sled yesterday. Also doubles as my whatchamacallit, underquilt, because I'm running a hammock. And it works pretty well because it's got Mylar on the inside. But it doesn't last very long. All the spots where it bends and crinkles and things like that, it starts to lose its insulation. So you see more orange through it than you would anything else. So underquilt is definitely something I'm looking to get for next season, and then maybe this whole experience will go better. It's definitely been a trip of Murphy's Law. I can honestly say it's not been the most fun trip that I've ever had. It's been different for sure. There's just been too many mishaps? Mishaps. We'll go with mishaps that have occurred on this trip. for it to be completely fun. I haven't dumped the sled at all yesterday. And by dump the sled, I mean the sled going over underneath itself. Nothing in the sled got spoiled. The sled dump only happened maybe like 50 feet from here, trying to get from the lake up here. Punched through the ice twice in 2 steps, but it didn't go very far. I just kind of picked up the pace and carried on. It's more like a slush situation, really. Slept well, slept warm, slept too warm, actually. I did bring 2 sleeping bags, because we are supposed to get some really cold weather after tonight. And today is Wednesday, February 2nd. Oh, it's 11/11. Make a wish. Wish made. And yeah, like yesterday was hard, but I got through it. But Murphy's Law keeps rearing his ugly head. So I got 2 choices, either to let him win or prove him otherwise. And perhaps a new campsite might provide that opportunity. I'm going to take that as a sign. I'm going to finish up my trail mix. Actually, no, I won't, because I want to save that for later now. And I will check back in with you after I am done packing everything up. Ciao for now.
Well, the hike's past the point because that little channel from yesterday is starting to melt, so I'm not crossing that. And in case it melts through tomorrow, that means I'm kind of stranded on that section of the point and that peninsula. So I made it back to campsite 32. I've camped here before many times. It's a little more exposed than I wanted it to be, but that's not my concern right now. My concern right now is that everything just from that couple hours hike through super wet snow is soaked. I mean, like dripping wet, soaked. So, regardless of what happens, I have to head out tomorrow. So that's going to be the end of the trip tomorrow. Because the night after that is danger temperatures, and yeah, being wet and or damp during minus 25 degrees Celsius or lower is just a recipe for disaster. So I think it's time for some lunch. So I'm sitting here listening to the snow slash rain because it is soaking snow. Cooking some food, and then I looked over here and I found the tiniest of holes in my tarp. Everything's soaked. Even the snow is sopping wet. I need to go get a pot of water so I can get some noodles. My spoon is just perpetually balancing there. I put it on there, but 5 minutes ago it has not stopped moving yet. Sometimes trips just don't go right. There are times, such as now, where you can't use tent pegs, brain fart, to secure your guide outlines, or the corner of your tent for whatever reason it may be. Usually because the ground is hard, or there's too much snow. So, such as now, I am using a twig, and I'm going to use it to wrap around that line, buried in the snow, pack snow on top of it, and you can use that as a method to anchor out your guidelines or guidelines, however you want to pronounce it. We call them snow anchors. Literally just find your anchor point that you want it at, wrap the cord around a bunch of times, bury it in the snow, and pack snow on top of it. Very secure. And when it freezes, even more secure. So there's a winter cold camping tip right there. sure if you can see all the steam coming off my hand, but these gloves are soaked. Trying to dry them off so they do a better job of keeping my hands warm in this extremely damp environment. So I've been hanging out here in the hammock tonight. I got to campsite 32, which is technically the first one on Sheldon Lake. Today has been a drag, a grind. Everything has been soaking wet, and even my jacket is, well, frozen. That's going to be fun tomorrow. It snowed quite a bit. Try and turn this down a notch. And a little bit more. It snowed quite a bit. Everything's freezing up. The tarp is frozen. Cleaning that up's going to be great. I'm going to put my Mylar tarp thing over at the end of the tarp. So I have a windbreak on that side. What time is it? It is almost 11 o'clock. And now I'm thinking I might, apparently I might drop the camera. Make some hot water. Because that's almost frozen. Cook up some leftovers, because I'm a little peckish. And dread the hike out tomorrow, because it's going to be brutal. At least with tonight freezing up, hopefully the lakes hold up. Because I punched through a couple spots on the way here. The snow has been super wet until now. It's actually falling like normal snow. The beautiful little sparkles out there. I think my gloves are frozen. Also, snow anchor definitely not coming out anytime soon. It is so incredibly still right now. If you could freeze silence. Snow's deep, yo. The last descent. And the clearing is the parking lot. Almost there. So I got back to the road. Made it out. And now I have that to deal with. So I'm going to go ahead and unpack the shovel from the sled, which is around the corner, and then dig all that out so I can clear all that off, and then I can get out of here and go get a coffee. An arduous trip from start to finish. Catch you guys later.